Today, I am going to bless you with two extremely simple yet effective moves for your offense. For everything that 2K ends up getting wrong, they actually do well on a couple of features, and specific to NBA 2K19, these moves I'm going to talk about really did not work in 18. And for that reason, when I get online this year, I never see anybody doing them, and I really think it's because they knew they didn't work last year, so why try them now, right? However, 2K did a good job with these this year, so no roasting them today. I'm gonna help you add these to your offense and make it a little bit better. And you can also make your phone look a bit better with athletic cases. Most of you have cases on your phone anyway, so they might as well look good, right? Athletic Cases has a ton of options with different player art from different sports, so if you want to try and save your phone from inevitably cracking in style, be sure to visit athleticcases.com with the link in the comment section and in the description. So let's get started with this super special move that you've never heard of called the alley-oop. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? Actually, they work this year. If you can think back to last year with 2K18, if you were not stuck on Fortnite, alley-oops really never worked. I have vivid memories and probably some footage of me throwing alleys that should have went in. They were from great passers to great dunkers, and they would just hit off the back rim, or the guy wouldn't catch the ball. For some reason, you could not connect these. And that was super frustrating because in 2K16, they were one of my main ways to score. So this sounds simple, but I'm gonna show you 3 different scenarios that I use alley-oops to score in, and they make up a lot of my points this year. I'm not exaggerating. I'm gonna start with the obvious one that I'm not spending much time on, and it's simple fast breaks. Again, back in 2K18, you could have a wide open alley and a fast break, and sometimes it just was not going. 2K19, especially on my team where I'm running like LeBron James and Giannis, I am fast breaking the shit out of people using alley-oops. So especially when you have 2 great players like that, it's a great way to cover distance on the floor in a fast break. It's a great way not to get chased down by somebody. And especially when you're applying badges to these guys and the passes are more accurate and the catches are more accurate, it's just a really effective way to crush somebody's morale and put some points on the board. But again, not spending much time there because the actual strategy is with the other 2. One of which I call the sandwich alley. And it's because your players are quite literally set up in a sandwich. So this happens very frequently when your opponent is trying to off-ball and he double teams you. That happens to me a lot because I use Giannis on my team, and the only way to really defend him is not guard his 3-pointer. So this is a perfect example right here. I have LeBron James close to the left wing and he's bringing the double team. And this is something, again, I see my opponents have the same formation but they don't take advantage of it, they get stuck. So you see Giannis runs to the right wing, he's not being guarded at all. This guy has already lost his possession. Nobody rotates to Giannis. Look what Porzingis does as soon as Giannis catches the ball. He rotates out to Giannis. We are now set up in the perfect sandwich formation, and it sounds corny, but this happens all the time. I've got Giannis right here, Porzingis right here, and Embiid at the rim, wide open. Instead of passing it to Embiid and, letting him like fumble the ball or the pass not connecting or the guy stealing it because he would probably tip that pass, simple alley-oop. This happens all the time. And I see a lot of people not take advantage of that. That's a great way to beat double teams if your opponent is not doing it right. Even if he had a rotated over with, I think that is McCollum, I would have just given it to Evans and drove baseline and then thrown the same alley to Embiid. So you get these formations a lot when your opponent is breaking his defense. Like, check this out. I have Embiid right here trying to post up. He brings it over and he starts a double team. Again, he's leaving Giannis. So I dribble down the middle because I see some opportunity. Of course, I think DJ is going to cut that off with a bad animation, so I give it back to Giannis, and he was trying to steal the ball, but he was way too late. I guess he was trying to run into it. Sandwich formation, look at that, same way because he broke it. Giannis right here, DJ right there, Embiid right there. Instead of taking the mid-range shot, I am just going to drive in and let Embiid tip that. Beautiful. So I don't need to spend a whole lot of time here. You get the point with that. Use these very frequently when your opponent breaks his defense because he was off-balling or he was double teaming. That's one way to be off-ball, because when your opponents do that, sometimes their finger slips or they're too aggressive or they go for the steal, and then he forces his defense into rotation and you have free points right there. The next situation to use alleys in is when you beat your defender, because that nearly creates the same situation as when they break off-ball defense. So I have a perfect example in this play with LeBron. I'm out here handling it on the right wing, and with Wiggins, he is playing horrible defense. He's just like, he's walking left to right. So I see that he's very easy to beat. Now, instead of just running flat into Taj Gibson and, having an animation start and LeBron misses the layup, I have Embiid right under the basket. And it's so crazy. I feel like this is common sense, but people just don't don't use this. I never see anybody, when I get beat on defense, people just don't take advantage of the alley. Instead, they get caught up in some animation, the layup gets blocked or it gets stolen or something like that. This is another one that I just created because I know Kyrie Irving is not a great on-ball defender. I have Westbrook, who is an elite athlete and very fast. So I'm purposely isoing him right here, bring him to the top, quick isolation. I had alley-oop in my head this entire play. I said I'm gonna beat Kyrie off the dribble and there's gonna be an alley open, and look what happens right here. A couple dribbles, left him in the dirt. Karl Anthony Towns has to rotate, and look who's over there. Anthony Davis sitting clean by himself, alley-oop. Such an easy, effective way to score that nobody uses. Why? Same thing with Jerry West right here, because we had one of those guys who was running Hedo Turkoglu at point guard, aka Steph Curry with a 40-inch vertical. But there we go, he's not a great defender, and I especially do that when they do that in my team, when they have someone like Hedo at point guard, who I know is not a great defender. Get right past him with Jerry West, and I actually intended this alley for Blake Griffin, but for some reason he was trying to run into LeBron James. That was 2K's computer being stupid, but instead LeBron ran over and caught that. Oh my goodness, look at the extension on that. That right there actually could have went left real fast, because that was Wilt Chamberlain under the basket. So I got lucky, but you get the gist of it. Okay, so far we've got the sandwich, when you beat somebody, and one more is the cut to the basket, and this is one nobody ever uses. Like, I'm talking, like, I've seen this used so few times. This basic basketball maneuver, I've seen it used so few times online that I can like distinctly remember when people have used it against me. But again, this has to do with off ball, and for this I actually have the perfect play. So I'm using the 76ers, and Ben Simmons runs to the corner, which you do not want, because we know we don't want that. But sometimes, okay, right here he actually should have automatically cut, because this is almost like the sandwich formation, but I believe that's Okafor he's bringing to Embiid. Simmons really should have cut by himself, but he didn't, so I had to bring up the menu by myself and tell Simmons to cut to the basket. Easy alley-oop. This is one that I very rarely ever use, just because by the time you bring up the box to tell them to cut, your opponent has probably figured out what's going on. But yeah, when the opportunity is there, I specifically like to use this one with the Sixers, just because Ben Simmons is very tall and athletic, and he's playing point guard, so he's like a fan favorite for people to play off ball on. But unlike Rondo on the 08 Celtics, Ben Simmons is going to catch and complete pretty much all of his alleys with the dunk, so very effective move. Okay, and the second move, and I promise you this is just gonna blow your mind. Did you guys know you could spin in 2K? What? You can spin? I know, right? Nobody does it. Guys, spinning is ultra effective in 2K. It's a basic basketball move if you play in real life. Like, this is something you should know how to do. And again, people do not do it in 2K. Now, this is one I commend them for, because it's fair, it's not OP, right? I've tried to spin plenty of times and I've gotten the ball stripped because I was, maybe I got a little bit happy and tried to abuse it and spun in traffic, and you will get the ball stolen most of the time trying that. However, use this move correctly to set your opponent up and you will not be disappointed. So again, just like alley-oops, I use this on the fast break a lot, and especially if I have Giannis. The main thing that it does is it throws off your defender's timing. So you see I'm coming down the court with Giannis right here, I cross to the left, spin, and look at that, look how he mistimed the block because of the spin. And this, like the alley-oop, is so good for avoiding animations, because I could have just run head on into auto, and then Giannis would have probably got fouled, or maybe it would have been a bad animation and you missed a layup. But by spinning instead, I've got him trying to block something that's not there. And the thing is, you can branch this move. The reason spins are so good is because you can branch it into a dunk. So with Giannis, that just works like a dream. It's the same thing right here. Look, you get the rebound, fast break, get it to Giannis. I already see him breaking Kevin Love back. Whoops, nope, trying to block something that's not there. It's really all about misdirection, because I'm driving hard right and just take that hard dribble to the other side. Oh, that's gorgeous. This is one time where a guy got me, because I had Dirk Nowitzki guarding Giannis, and he was in takeover too. Check this out. He goes to his left hand, spins right off of Dirk. That's beautiful. I imagine that's how it would work in real life. That's a very nice and fluid move. 2K did a good job with these. Dirk is not a good defender. I stood no chance. You see I've got Lonzo here. He thought I was going to shoot it. Now, if I decide to take this into Jokic, or whoever that is, I can't really tell from here, that's an animation, that's a block. Instead, misdirection, I drive hard left. Look, I sent him completely to the middle. He thought I was going middle. Whoop, spun right off of him. That was gorgeous. This is also beautiful for avoiding people who are trying to take a charge. You see this one, I get a rebound with LeBron James. He's already got Kawhi Leonard on the way back. Crossover, spin. Oh, ain't nothing over there. Look at that. He was trying to take a charge on something that wasn't there. And this is especially good to use online because the defender's not expecting it because nobody ever does it. I have really not ever been spun against but a couple of times. And that was just, oh god, he avoided Kawhi so beautifully. So yeah, you get the point. Extremely effective move. But again, don't try to cheese it because you will start getting stripped. That's one of the moves. 2K has exploits, but the spin is not one of them. You will get stripped if you start running into people and just try to spin. And especially when your player is tired, he'll just lose the ball. So this is one thing they did right. I didn't feel the need to say the controls because I use them so much. I just assume people know them. But to throw an alley-oop, it's just you double tap on triangle, and on the Xbox, I guess that's Y. And I guess this is a thing that you have to do. You have to try to aim it towards who you're actually throwing it to. So I just draw the left analog in the direction that I'm trying to throw it, so they don't end up just like sailing it out of bounds or something like that, because that will happen. And with the spin move, so again, you're using the left analog to kind of steer it where you want to go, and then you press square twice, and on the Xbox that would be X. So you're dribbling to somebody, you double tap it really quick, the square button, double tap it twice really fast, and have the analog kind of held in the direction you want to go. It's kind of hard to explain just because I kind of know it by feel more than I know how to explain it. Like with the dunks, I just recently learned what I was doing to dunk. It's like after you spin, you're supposed to hold one or both of the analogs upwards, I believe. That gets him to attempt the dunk, but again, it is not 100%. A lot of times he'll lose the ball. Just be smart about attempting it or it's going to be a turnover. Alright, so there you go. Those are two extremely simple and effective moves that you can add to your offense. It seems hilarious to make a video about it, but people do not use them. And there is all kinds of opportunities. I showed you 4 opportunities for alleys that people aren't using. And then with spin moves, you're going one direction, just spin real fast the other way. And yeah, you'll get some good points off of that. And that's all for today. If you somehow followed this channel and didn't know that I had an even bigger one, make sure to go sub to Dom2K where I do more long-form NBA videos. The link is in both the comment section and in the description. Hit the like button, comment, and sub if you enjoyed, and hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications on future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.